the beautiful girls and the handsome boys. Battles are won or lost even before entering the battlefield. It's all in the mind.
At this turning point in Kallegra's evolution, we're not just marking another milestone. We're embarking on an ambitious journey into our future, one that stretches all the way to 2040. I'm Carol, a proud member of Kallegra, and today I have the privilege of sitting down with the architect of our company's vision, Kamran Bankash. He's not just our founder and managing director, he's fond of calling himself the first employee, a confirmation to his hands-on leadership style that's guided Kallegra since day one. Together, we'll explore the beating heart of this organization and uncover the bold aspirations that will shape Kallegra 2040. Kamran, thank you for joining us in what promises to be a fascinating journey into our company's past, present, and future.
The pleasure is mine.
So first things first, Kallegra is such a distinctive name that catches attention. Could you tell us about the story behind it? What inspired you to choose the name Kallegra for the company?
Thank you very much for having me here. It was a casual night out with friends where I was a silent listener to a lot of friends having conversation about if you're going to make a company, what would you name? And if you would make a company, what would you name? So they were formulating names. They formed a company. They made it a Fortune 500 company. They sold the company. They bought their private jets and mansions. And they went back home, slept, and in the morning got up and started doing the same thing that they were doing every single day. But somehow that conversation remained in my mind. And Kallegra was one of the names that was being circulated over there in that conversation. So when the time came that I wanted to form a company, this was the name that really, really popped. And that's how I named the company Kallegra. In fact, when we were making the logo of the company, there was a Spanish designer who was doing it for us. So he asked me, what is the meaning of Kallegra? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, it's your company and you do not know the meaning of Kallegra? I was like, I really don't know. So he did some research and he said that Kallegra was name of an Arabic breed horse in Australia. And during its lifetime, it never lost a race. And that's how he came up with the concept of horse, a fast horse, a very fast horse, and a flying horse. So that's how the logo of Kallegra and the name came in.
Wow, it's fascinating how a spontaneous decision turned into such a powerful brand identity. Kamran, let's go back to where it all started. How was Kallegra formed?
Interesting. There was a client who wanted a product from me. At that time, I was running a company by the name of iTrade. iTrade used to do indenting. Indenting means that connecting a supplier and the client together and making a deal and taking 1%, 2%, a small percentage out of it. So with that company, I went to a client who wanted a product for about 200,000 US dollars. And when I spoke to the supplier asked me for advance payment, and hence I asked the client the advance payment. And the client was like, you know me for so many years, you would need advance payment from me. So, somehow I went back to the supplier and convinced them not to ask for advance payment. But I secured the order without the advance payment. But I kept on updating the client about the progress. The production has happened, and now it's about to leave. Now it has sailed. Now it's on the way. Now it's about to reach Jebel Ali port. And as soon as it reached Jebel Ali port and I went to ask for the payment, the client says, I don't have money. And I'm like, man, you can't do this. I trusted you. And based on your trust, all this happened. I tried my level best to convince him and request him for the payment, but he was all hands up that I do not have money. Now, I could do the same thing by talking to the supplier because I did not even pay advance payment to them. So if my client backed out, I could have asked my supplier that I want to back out because my client does not need the product anymore. But the supplier trusted me. The supplier knows me. I gave my commitment to the supplier. And there was no way I was stepping back from my commitment. So I flew to the supplier. I explained the situation and I requested the supplier to please give me maximum 1 year time period for me to sell this product, get the money and pay you. The supplier agreed on this. And to sell that product, I had to form a company. And that company was Kallegra. So the start of the company, looking back on this name and the formation of the company, I look back as a proud moment for myself that at the time where the easiest way for me was to back out from that order and not get into the hardest possible solution to that problem at that moment, I took the hardest way. And Kallegra was formed on principles, on a commitment that I had done to the supplier, and I had to ensure that I fulfill that commitment. This is how Kallegra was formed.
So, from what you've shared already, Kamran, Kallegra's early success was built on keeping promises, staying committed to our clients, and turning challenges into opportunities. But a company is more than just its beginnings. It's about its people and culture. So, could you describe to us how is the culture at Kallegra?
I'll tell you a story. I interviewed a person during lockdown, during COVID lockdown. The lockdown period in which companies were firing, companies were not paying salaries to their employees, companies were cutting down on their cost. And I was there with a girl having an interview. I asked the girl, do you know anything about our product? No. Do you know anything about our industry? No. Have you got any previous experience related to this? No. Would you be able to do something as a quick start on something? No. Under any circumstances, I wanted to find a yes to hire that person, but all of them were no's. But there was one thing very, very, very special about that meeting. This person had lost her job, and everyone who told her that you are not going to get the job during COVID time period, you go back to your home country, and when the situation gets better, please come back. She broke friendships from all those people, broke relationship with all those people who gave her negative vibes, who told her that you cannot do it, you will not be able to do it. And she stayed with only those people who encouraged her that go ahead, you will find something. While she was looking for a job, she was sitting in front of me with dignity, with respect, by just saying that I have zero experience about whatever you want to do. But I promise you that I will put every bit into it, and I will make sure that I take Kallegra to a different height. That was, I saw a fighter in her. I saw a person who did not want to give up. And that is what made me bring her into the team. Today, we are at about 4 years from there. She's one of the most important person in the company. She knows she could not have done it without me. I know I could not have done it without her. This loud confession that we do in front of each other about the importance we have in each other's life, and we talk about it, we are grateful to each other. It's really that mutual respect for each other is what makes this relationship so beautiful, and hence I describe this relationship as the culture of Kallegra. I probably would also want to highlight, at Kallegra, we set goals for us, ambitious goals. We work very hard to get close, very, very, very hard. But as soon as we reach close to it, we raise the bar. We work hard, and as soon as we again get close to it, we don't let it touch it. We keep raising the bar and don't allow us to feel that we have done what we wanted to do. That does not mean we do not celebrate. In fact, we celebrate failures. We celebrate tiny, tiny wins on the way towards achieving bigger goals. And this atmosphere really creates a very beautiful atmosphere, and this is also a very important part of Kallegra culture.
As a Kallegra team member, I've seen firsthand how your approach of developing talent and believing in each person's potential creates real loyalty and belonging. Now you're channeling this strong foundation into something ambitious, Kallegra 2040. That sounds like a game-changing vision. What's the story behind this initiative? And why specifically target the year 2040? Why not 2050 or 2060?
My eyesight is weak. I can only see until 2040. So as I get closer to 2040, I will be able to see 2050 and 2060. So for the time being, I can only see 2040.
Well,
why 2040? 2040 is going to mark 25 years of the company. We will be going towards the silver jubilee of the company. 25 years of Kallegra. Mm-hmm. That is 2040. Mm-hmm. We have set very ambitious goals, and I would just point them categorically. By 2040, we are bringing 4 important segments into the company. Mm-hmm. The brand is Kallegra, and there will be 4 important segments. One is Kallegra surfaces, mm-hmm. Kallegra metal, Kallegra edges, and Kallegra paper. Now, what is Kallegra surfaces? Decorative laminates, decorative wooden substrates, melamine MDF, melamine chipboard, wood veneers, natural and reconstituted. That would be Kallegra surfaces. Then Kallegra metals. That is a grade of HPL decorative, which was going to be metal laminates. Then it's Kallegra edges, the edge banding, which is going to be used for all these decorative boards. That is Kallegra edges, and Kallegra paper is that decorative paper that will be used with infinite possibilities of color designs for all these decorative panels. Now, the important part over here is that these 4 segments, very important segments, we will be manufacturers of all these 4 segments. We'll be manufacturing Kallegra surfaces, Kallegra metal, Kallegra edges, and Kallegra paper. These 4 segment manufacturing unit will be in 3 different strategic locations: Dubai, Portugal, and China. All 4 productions are going to happen in these 3 different places. We will have 15 branches in 15 different countries other than the countries where we have manufacturing units in. Other than the countries where we will have our branches, there will be 50 countries, 50 countries, where we will be represented in the form of some distributorship or agents of Kallegra. So in total, I'm talking about 3, the manufacturing locations, 15, the branches, and 50, the distributor agents. 68 countries of the world. Kallegra is going to be present over there by 2040. Doing this, we want to achieve a revenue of $1 billion US. And this is something that we aim to do by 2040.
So you've laid out some bold goals for Kallegra 2040. New manufacturing facilities, global expansion, and reaching $1 billion in revenue. Don't you think it's too difficult? How would you do it?
It's very simple. Everyone at Kallegra has to take a leadership role. Everyone at Kallegra has to think beyond designations. A leader is selfless. A leader plays for the team, not for himself. A leader analyzes a situation. He sits back, analyzes a situation, the win also and the loss also. If he wins, the win doesn't go inside the head. He still analyzes the win, that what made him win. If he loses, it doesn't depress him. He still analyzes what made him lose. He strengthens the weaknesses and emerges for the next fight. It's a never-ending struggle. A leader leads from the front. As long as we all take up the leadership role, I have absolutely no doubts on this thing happening very easily.
While your plan appears well thought out, we should consider potential uncertainties. Kamran, how would you handle situations where events don't unfold according to plan?
Now you need to understand how Kamran thinks. I never enter into something by thinking, what if I lose? I enter into something by thinking, what if I win? Battles are won or lost even before you enter into the battlefield. It's all over here. SMEs grow more on the ground than on the graphs. I mean SME, a small and medium-sized enterprise, which Kallegra is at present. We can make very fancy graphs and numbers and show that we are growing and it's going to be this way, that way. But we are very much aware that once we are going to be on the ground, we will face plenty of issues, unexpected problems. What those problems are, I'm not aware of it right now, but no matter what those problems would be, we will deal with it. It's a human psychology that whenever a problem comes, bigger the ambition, bigger the problems. And as those problems come, a human mind tells you to scale down on your ambition. It's okay, if not that, let's settle for this. That's a trap. We are aware of that trap. This is what I think, and this is, I would make sure that each one of us in the company believes in this. Anyways, what we are talking about is a 30% year-on-year growth will lead us to cross $1 billion mark. And that's very much achievable. It's absolutely no question about whether we can do it or not. It's just about doing it in time. Reaching over there is non-negotiable. I'm seeing it happening. We're going there.
such bold and ambitious plans, some might assume this would consume all your time with constant work. So I'm curious about your approach to maintain a healthy work-life balance while pursuing this dream. How would you consider achieving this?
I see it in two ways. One is you have to pay the price for what you want. It's a must. No matter what do you want, you decide what do you want. But there is a price to it. You will have to pay the price. When we set ambitious goals, we have to pay the price to get to those ambitious goals. We create those ambitious goals. You may not want to create them. You may be happy with something else. It's your life. Whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to get, you will have to pay a price for that. If you want your children to be educated in one of the best schools or university, for that you need a certain money. That money has to come from someplace. For that you'll have to work hard for it. And you may not want to consider the number of hours if that's a calculation of work and life balance. So you decide what you want and be ready to pay the price for it. Moreover, you may want to compensate for that time that is not being spent with the family in quantity and replace that quantity with quality. I mean, for example, when I go back home, I would spend that 1 hour with the family, fully engaged, talking to them. The phone is aside. There's no emails on my phone. The laptop is in the office. And I'm engaged into a conversation with everyone. And they know that I'm there. I'm fully there. And next day when I'm going to talk, I'm going to start from where I stopped, and it would be a combination. And when I see a Sunday where I'm fully available at home, I see that more as a quantity than quality because, okay, somebody would be like, is Papa home? Yeah, Papa is home. And I'm home, and everybody is busy in whatever they're doing. But Papa is home. Shanwe would come and say that, she's Lisa. Hi, Lisa. We'll just go and watch a movie. Okay, but Papa is home. We're going to go out for dinner at night. Okay, but that's after 4 or 5 hours. In the meantime, I just want to finish this, but we're going to go and have dinner. If I calculate all those times together properly, that accumulates that 1-2 hours of quality time. So it's just about how you see things. Be willing to pay the price for whatever you want. And whatever time that you feel you've lost in quantity with the family or in your personal life, try to compensate it with quality. I mean, this is what I do for myself. You're a different person. It's a different perspective. Everyone will have a different opinion about it. This is my opinion.
Wow, that's really interesting. Seems like you will achieve Kallegra 2040 this way or another. So now changing topics. When you're growing this fast, you may not be able to hear all the feedback on Kallegra from the market. Are there any misconceptions about Kallegra that you know of?
I do hear things in the market. Frankly speaking, people will say something. They will say this. If not this, then that. If not that, then something else. I don't live my life based on what people say. But yes, it's a good way to receive the information, analyze it, and see whether it's making sense or not. And if it is, why not do the correction in us? I mean, I would say, for example, two of the most of the time I've heard from different people is that Kallegra is expensive and Kallegra is arrogant. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand that we are not the cheapest. We don't want to be the cheapest. And if that's the, being expensive is a very relative word. Expensive against what? I would say we are the cheapest among all the other products, similar brands of our quality. We are cheapest among all of them. We have a certain quality standard. We cannot go below that. So if you compare us to the products who are cheaper than us, then we are expensive. And if you compare us to the products who are expensive than us, then we are cheaper. So it's a relative word. The second, arrogance. Okay, I think it's a misconception because people see we talking and sticking to principles as arrogance. This is our company policy, and according to this is what, and they're like, shh, quiet. You small. How dare you talk about principles? We talked about principles. I explained to you, even when I formed the company was formed on principles. I know how the company, I say to a lot of people, this is the smallest company in the world. And I'll keep saying this the day it becomes the biggest company of the world, that this is the smallest company in the world. It creates that hunger inside us for us to keep growing. But the principles with which this company is running forward, those principles are not smaller than the biggest company of the world also. We understand this. And we are taking those principles forward to reach where we are headed. People don't understand this, and they will. The more they see consistency in our actions, in the way we move forward, the more they're going to understand that this was not arrogance. You mistakenly took pride and principles as arrogance.
I must say, Kamran, that sticking to principles does set the stage for long-lasting success. And when we look at Kallegra, it's evident that its success is rooted to very deep fundamentals. Could you describe to us in general what is a mission, vision, and values to any company? And why are they important to its success? Also, could you comment on Kallegra's mission, vision, and values specifically?
Okay, I'll try to explain vision, mission, and values in very simple words. Vision, as the name implies, is vision, sight, where you see. It's like you've seen a dream at night and you want to tell me that dream. You have seen a dream, an unrealistic dream. It has to be unrealistic because it's a dream. And let's say you want to tell me that dream. Now I will listen to that dream through the words and the storytelling you're going to tell me. I will be living that dream, seeing that dream the way you explain it to me. So if you want me to join you for the fulfillment of that dream, it's important for you to communicate it to me properly. What was the dream? If 100 people are involved that have to work it out together to do something about that dream, all those 100 people have to be informed very clearly about what the dream is in detail. And similarly, 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people, whoever, have to work it out together. A company is a group of people. So the vision of the company is like a dream of that company, and all the people in the company should know what that dream is. This is the vision of a company. Then the mission is, how do you break it down in order to reach to that vision? The steps that you would take in order to reach for the fulfillment of the dream, the vision. And the values are, what are the principles, ethics, and values that you're going to be keeping in your mind, in your character, in every decision you take, in every action, in every strategy, in every process. Those values should be clearly visible, that I would not compromise on these principles under any circumstances, no matter what happens. Now, the vision, because it's a vision, you're seeing something that can extend. As you go closer to the vision, you may want to see an extended version of that vision later. Missions, being the steps in order to reach there, may adjust from time to time depending upon the situation. Values should not be changed. You don't look for shortcuts. These principles exist in good times as well as in bad times. These values cannot be changed. Now, what it is for Kallegra, I'll start from the values. That what values we are going to keep in no matter what planning we do, what strategies we make, what decisions we make, what actions we take, what processes we make, what internal discussions we do, whatever we do will be based on this 6 values. honesty, transparency, empathy, continuous learning, sustainability, social responsibility. These 6 values cannot be compromised under any circumstances at any time. Briefly, to talk a bit about it, we will remain honest within our team, internally and externally, inside the company and outside the company. We'll be very honest about things. We will keep complete transparency from start to end, no matter it is internal discussions, processes, or external discussions. Complete transparency with all stakeholders. When I say stakeholders, I mean employees, customers, clients, partners, everyone involved in directly or indirectly with the company are stakeholders. So with all those stakeholders, we would make sure we are honest, we are transparent, there is empathy. Empathy is when you understand and share the feeling of each other. That I understand you, I can feel what you're thinking. We need to do this with all our stakeholders. Continuous learning. We must not, the day we think that now we have come to a point that we know everything, that is the downfall that we would start in. It's a never-ending learning process. We have to be continuously learning under any circumstances, because as the time is passing, new things are unfolding, and we have to keep our eyes and ears open in order to have into continuous learning. Sustainability. Whatever we do right now to achieve our goals, to fulfill whatever our needs are, we should not consume things that makes the next generation make it short for them to achieve their needs. Whatever we do right now to fulfill our needs must be in a way that the next generation also has ample quantity of this, amount of this for them to consume to fulfill their dreams, their needs. So this sustainability has to be taken care of under all circumstances. And social responsibility. You're not just doing everything for your own self. You have a social obligation. And we must keep social obligations in mind in whatever steps, decisions, actions, processes that we make within the company. These would be the values that we would keep in mind under any circumstances. Then the mission. How do we get to there? To the vision. The mission is to expand in strategic locations, territories, choosing the places where we want to, strategically. With a customer-centric approach, what does a customer need? How can I fulfill its requirements? How can I make a customer's life easy? Customer-centric approach. While inspiring talent within the company, within the organization, like all the people, our employees should be very inspired with all the process we're going through. They have to be fully inspired by whatever we're doing. And attracting outside, external talent and partnerships to come into the company. That while we are doing whatever we are doing, in all this process, it's a customer-centric approach. The employees inside the company are extremely inspired, and because of that, the external talent, the outside talent, which is not in the company, that comes into the company, the partnerships come into the company, and ensuring the prosperity of all stakeholders. When I say prosperity, it's financial success, happiness, growth of all stakeholders. When I say stakeholders, again, the employees, the suppliers, the clients, the shareholders, partners, everyone, every stakeholder has to be going through a prosperity process throughout.
With us.
Financial success, happiness, growth, satisfaction. Now, this is the mission, how we want to reach to the vision. For vision, I'll talk a bit later. It requires a bit more explanation, and that I will talk about it later. So I wanted to explain the values, the 6 values that we would not forget under any circumstances while we move forward, the mission, how we want to do this,
Yeah.
and for visions, you'll have to wait a bit.
Kamran, we're all eager to hear more about your personal connection to Kallegra's diverse portfolio. While you've painted a vivid picture of each division, or as you call them, segments, from Kallegra surfaces, Kallegra papers, Kallegra metals, and edges, there seems to be something deeper, something more personal that drives your passion. Among these segments of Kallegra, which one is closest to your heart?
The closest to my heart. None of them.
None of them? Then what is it? Something very special? What secret are you holding back? Is there something more special than these?
मैं छोटी हूँ ना, इसलिए आप मेरी मदद कर रहे हैं। जब मैं बड़ी हो जाऊँगी तो मैं आपकी मदद करूँगी।
أبو عران بس أكبر بعلم 10 ولاد.
Kamran, what's one message you'd like to give to your team? the Kallegra team, as we embark together towards this amazing journey.
The beautiful girls and the handsome boys. The vision is to become a global leader in sustainable decorative surface material, leaving a legacy of empowering children through education.